Hi, this is the new Mercedes GLC. Welcome home, is what they kept saying in the presentation. Welcome home. They want this to be like your home away from home, basically. Should we walk around it? Okay. So let's acknowledge the first thing that you've definitely noticed, which is the grille. Now, what they're doing is they're aiming to sort of nod back to previous Mercedes and have a real distinctive face. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to like it. Now, when you look at like the BMW SUVs with the kind of beaver tooth grilles, I'm not a fan of that. However, this I can get on board with. I think it's quite nice. And the more I look at it, the more I kind of like it. I mean, if this is going to pull up behind you, even with the new CLA that's out with like the twinkly stars all over the front nose, they're going for a very distinctive look. Rocks up behind you, you know it's going to be a Mercedes. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Also, what we're going to do throughout this video is count the amount of stars. There's already 4 on the front. You wait until we get inside. Now, here's where they've also shaped things up a little bit. They've decided to go more minimalistic, more simple, sleek. No fuss going on up in here. However, there is a little party trick. Watch this. Love that. Big fan of that. And it works. Every time I've tried it, it's worked. You actually have a longer wheelbase than before. So you've got an extra 84 millimetres of space. So that's an extra 13 millimetres of legroom in the front and an extra 47 millimetres of legroom in the back. Nice and spacious for your family. Now here at the back, here's where we can spot more stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? 5. Oh, and the wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 so far. Now the rear end, they've designed to make look a little bit more sporty. This has a little bit more of a sporty personality going on up in here. They've also decided to kind of attempt to lengthen things out, which is why you've got the big black strip along the back here. Because they found that without that, the whole rear end was looking a bit dumpy and a bit just heavy and long and bleh. However, with the long black strip, it kind of lengthens it out a little bit and gives it less of a dumpy bum. Ta-da! The boot is very impressive. So I think did you do it earlier? This? No? Under here? Under there? No. Yes. Nailed it. Boot space is decent. You've got 570 litres of space. If you fold down the rear seats, you've got 1,740 litres. Very nice. Now, you've also got space underneath the boot floor. The boot floor can be lowered ever so slightly, but also underneath here, there's like a big old sort of cubby section down here where you can keep your wellies and all your muddy, mucky stuff. That's very good. It can also tow up to 2.4 tonnes. Yeah. That's very impressive. Yes, I know it will affect your range or whatever, which I'll tell you later on. But that's very good, isn't it? That's good. I have a confession to make. I never use a Frunk. Never use them. You know why? Because they're a faff. Because you have to go, dig in the footwell, find the little flap, open it up, come round the front, find the thing. Here's my favourite bit of the car. It's the Frunk. You know why I like it? I mean, why has it taken this long to achieve that? That's so satisfying. That actually opens easier than the boot, believe it or not. That is 128 litres of space. Absolutely blooming massive. And you know what? Because it's a touch of a button, you're going to use it, aren't you? I would. Finally.
So this GLC 400 comes with a 94 kilowatt hour battery, which gives you a rough range of around 435 miles. That's not bad going, is it? Now, in terms of charging, you've got 360 kilowatt charging with 800 volt architecture, which means it's super fast. That, my friends, will add around 185 miles in 10 minutes, if you can find the right charger. Included, you've also got vehicle to home and vehicle to grid capabilities. Oh, and plus optional rear axle steering for tighter turning circles, which, by the way, will make roundabouts way more fun.
Okay, so it's very hot today, so I'm just going to... You saw that, didn't you? Blue for cold. Red for hot. blue for cold. There's something about the ambient lighting in here that is just simply stunning. And here's what they said in the presentation. They said, majority of people in Europe will be driving at nighttime because when it comes to winter, it gets dark at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it gets light at about 9 o'clock in the morning. So the majority of the time, you will be driving this car when it's dark, which is why they've really focused on the lighting in here. Now, I've always been a fan of Mercedes sort of ambient interior lighting because I always liked the fact that it was always in the vents and that kind of thing and looks very funky at night. But they've thought of everything. Now, this screen is insane. It's super crisp. It's 39.1 inches big. They're calling it the Hyperscreen, and it has a Mercedes OS Super Brain, is what they're saying. Stupidly clever. It's got Gemini and ChatGPT all built in, so you can have conversations with it. Eventually, it might be able to learn your name, and it will basically be like your mate. And then you can theme it to how you feel. So all within here. Go away, fly. Go away. Go away. We're in a massive studio and he keeps coming in here. It's really irritating. We digress. Everything is all within this screen, but you can ask her to change things like the temperature and things like that. So you're not constantly having to go within the screen. But within here, you have ambient styles. Stay with me. Click on that. So at the moment, we've got it on Mystic Coast. But if you want, you fancy going, I don't know, maybe a bit racier, then you can go for Asphalt Track. Get rid of that. And look at that. And it changes the lighting throughout the whole interior. So you want to go for, oh, let's choose Cosmic Glow. Ah, it's all gone purpley, nice and purple. But it doesn't just change the lights here. It changes the lights up here. This roof is pure magic. It's very cool. I know we've seen something similar in the Renault Scenic, where you can literally press a button and it's like it's opening a blind and then closing a blind. But this is a bit more impressive. So, hey Mercedes. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Close the roof.
Okay, I'll make the glass roof opaque.
Da-da-da. But you can also customise it. The sky control. Now, you've also got to bear in mind this is still a pre-production car, so there might be a little bit of lag going on in the screen, but we won't worry about that because everything is working. It's just taken a second or two to think about it. But once it's actually in production, it will work. But you can customise everything. So you can either have it completely clear, which is what we just had before. You can have it opaque, which is basically what it is now. Or you can go motif, which basically chops and changes it. And you can have some really funky styles. And if you like, for your passengers, you can just close them up like that. And it just does it. There's also a million stars up there, and I realised we started the counting thing and now I'm regretting it. Oh, there's a lot. Hang on. Boop, boop, boop. I can't count all of these, Manos.
Sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
A few moments later.
6, 9, 70, 71, 72. 72. I could have just asked them, couldn't I? 72 plus 13 on the outside is 85.
And steering wheel?
And the steering wheel, 86. It's 86. Elsewhere within the screen, the maps are also very impressive. That is just one little touch of a button away, this one here. Ba-bum. What I like is that it kind of fades between the two. So obviously you've got this screen here that's going to be used for your passenger, and you can put videos and games, and you can connect your gaming controller very similar to what's going on in the new CLA. That's all on that screen there. But I like that it kind of fades between the two and makes it seem like it's just one continuous beautiful thing. I think that's very nice. There's way more party tricks that I can show you. I mean, we can literally just be here all day. There's emotional modes. So you can do this while you're charging. And then what that does is it heats up the cabin So say you're charging, it's cold outside, you can put your little fire on and make yourself feel all cosy. That's fine. Lovely. You can have some fish. You want some fish? You can have some fish. Have they copied that from the Honda E? Do you remember the aquarium in the Honda E? That was a bit rubbish, that, compared to this, wasn't it? That's lovely. Oh God, I can be here all day. Hang on, because I know there's more. There's the sound experience. Right, they talked me through this. So the sound experience, all of these, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. If it's going to do it. So it's all different sounds. And those will be the sounds that just come with the car. So if you're reversing and it starts beeping, it won't beep. It will go, wom, 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 wom. It would be really cool. If you put your foot down, it creates that sound as well. It's just kind of the sound that you want to live with, which I think is very nice. In terms of practicality, yes, it's wonderful and practical. We have the full leather version here, but there is a full vegan, certified vegan interior that you can get. That was actually certified by like the Vegan Society. They went, yes, check, vegan, brilliant, we love it. So if you are vegan and that's what you want to opt for, then you can. But this is the leather version that we've got here. Sorry about that. You've got 2 charging points here, wireless charging, and that are both cooled, so your phone's not going to overheat. You've got a couple of cup holders in here that can come out. So that can be customised if you've got a super massive cup. Got a bit of storage going on in here with a little shelf. That goes in there. It's quite deep. That's lovely. Stunning. Let's get that back in there. You've got storage underneath here, which also comes a little flappy flap. So you can I don't know, strap things down if you need to. The door bins are a very decent size. You can get some big old cups in those door bins. Big fan of those. And I also want to mention the speakers. Now here's the thing. Years ago, Mercedes used to do speakers that were kind of like a funky design with kind of dots on the outside, so then it would look really funky in the interior. And then they noticed that everybody started copying. So they've gone different again. And I quite like what they've done here. So they've gone for just a pure, simple stainless steel strips, which I think looks really classy. The steering wheel, we have 2 additions to the steering wheel. Yes, there are still some touch sensitive moments going on in here, which have always irritated me when it comes to a Mercedes. You can still press the buttons, but also these are touch sensitive. So when you're swiping, etc. Sometimes when you're driving, you'll trigger them with your thumb. But we now have scrollers here and here. Volume. Nice and easy. I like that. I just wish that they would have just taken that away and just done physical buttons instead. Because when you are driving, if it's touch sensitive, you will touch it quite often. You still have the seat controller on the doors. They've gone for a newer design, so with the CLA and now with this new GLC, it's now a new sleeker, more sort of curvy design, which is quite satisfying to touch because it's got kind of the ridges on there, so it makes it nice and easy to move your chair backwards and forwards. That's lovely. Everything all up here is all customizable as well. So very similar to the CLA, you can choose different versions of what you want up here. Now I know in most cars you'll probably end up getting a gloss black, but this is kind of like a wooden vinyl thing going on here. I know that they have one that's like pinstripes. That's my favourite. I think that looks really classy, but it depends on the kind of interior you're choosing, right? Oh, and it does have massage seats for both your front passengers. So really, if you were driving around, right, you could have a lovely time, just you, massage seats, brilliant. But your passenger can put some headphones on, connect to this screen here, connect their game controller, have a massage, play some gaming and not bother the driver whatsoever. So they can just sit down and shut up and have a lovely old time. Oh, I can tell you as well, you can customise this screen to have a photo of like your family or whatever if you want on there. But the reason that you can't get a photo as part of the whole screen is because it's too distracting. So all of these designs that they've done for the background going on here, this has all been designed not to distract you. So if someone is watching a film there, they're watching to see if you're looking over to that screen and you'll get an alarm that goes off, or they'll completely turn off the film. So you can't drive while watching a film. It's not physically possible in here. And you can't get a photo that takes over the whole thing because it's too distracting. There we go.
Now, Mercedes have been churning out some EVs over the last few years, so you may spot some on the electrifying.com website via our used car section. Yeah, so you see that QR code? Scan that if you're watching on your laptop or if you're watching on your TV, and you can browse electrifying.com while watching this video at the same time. Just see what tickles your fancy.
This is probably set up for Manos, who is, what, 6'3"? Are you 6'3"? Something like that? Have I made you taller? 6'2". Are you 6'2"? It's good to be honest about it. He's 6'2". I'm 5'6.5". I still have loads of legroom back here. So you've got an extra 47 millimeters of legroom back here. And then you've got these. I wish they just had like nice normal material pockets. Because I always think these feel a bit cheap. And also it would be nice if you could control the roof from the back. Hey, Mercedes.
I'm listening.
Close the rear part of the roof.
All right, dimming the glass roof now.
Shit the whole thing, no. I only asked for the back bit. You weren't really paying attention, were you? She just does her own thing. She's a strong, independent lady. She don't care what you think or feel. That's good, though, that you can control it back here if you want to. What's that? Why? Where'd you put your cups? In the doors? Hang on a minute. Well, you can't do it if you've got a case on your phone. That's not going to get in there. I don't understand. What's that for? Oh, I see. Oh, it moves and everything. Okay. All right, fine. I was just about to get cross that there was no cup holders. But actually, they're very good cup holders. Ah. I feel better now. That's okay. Okay. Okay.
Fun little fact for you. Once we finished filming here today, we got a lift back to the airport as a passenger ride in the new GLC. And you know what? It was very impressive. As a front passenger, it was very smooth, it was very quiet, and the brakes, I think, deserve a shout out. So they have been finely tuned. You actually can't tell the difference between the friction and the regen braking. So you've got 300 kilowatts of recuperation if you use the regen. It's all very impressive, but honestly, I can't wait to drive it. That's when we can give it a proper test.
It's interesting, this. If everything works on the inside, and all the lights work as they should work, have Mercedes just won the battle of German electric engineering? Have they beaten BMW? Have they beaten Audi? I think they might have done. It's a very impressive thing. Mercedes are onto a winner at the moment, I think. But the thing is it all comes down to the price and how it drives. The price we don't know yet. How it drives we'll find out soon. So make sure you subscribe. I think it's all right. Can't wait to drive it. Okay, bye.